So, first of all, I mean, last week you put out the release. How difficult was it to come to terms with that, first of all?
Yeah, it was extremely difficult, but I mean, at the end of the day, it was something I knew was a possibility after everything that happened last year, and then kind of getting re-injured in the La Tech game. Going into it, from that point forward, kind of knew it was a possibility if I couldn't stay healthy, and specifically to another head injury, I knew it was a possibility. But to actually have the conversations and have to kind of put it into words and things like that, it was tough. I knew one day the cleats were going to come off and the helmet was going to come off, but for it to happen like that and the way it did, it was just really heartbreaking for me. But luckily for me, I got a lot of great people in my corner that have kind of helping me through this. So just kind of going through the transition, excited for what's next.
Grayson, have you really educated yourself on concussions? I mean, the potential problems, CTE, all the things that can happen with concussions. Have you looked into that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, like I said, when it happened last year, and obviously it was a pretty bad concussion, and it was really eye-opening for me. And so just kind of taking it as an educational opportunity to learn and continuing to learn as I'm going throughout this process. But at the end of the day, I want to have a full life. I want to get married and have kids one day, and I want to be a football coach, and I want to be a great dad one day. So without a healthy brain, none of those things are possible. So I love the game so much, but it's come down to things bigger than that.
Do you know how many you were diagnosed with? Were you diagnosed with one after La Tech, and do you know how many maybe you had in your career?
Yeah, I think the one last year, I think was 4. So looking at 6 or 7 total, and I think every doctor kind of has their own opinion. But once you get kind of in the 4 to 5 range, anything after that really isn't good. I think what I've learned from this last one is that the more you continue to get, the chances of a full recovery decrease. So I think it's been 6 now.
I know obviously there's a transition period that you have to have, and as Doran said yesterday, that you got to give you time. But with time being a factor, and you wanted to be a coach, how quickly do you have to kind of make that transition to getting into the mindset of learning and trying to learn everything you can from this staff and having that experience to be able to prepare yourself for a future to be whether it's a high school coach, a college coach, whatever you want to be?
Yeah, I think it's rather a quick transition. I think I'm obviously blessed to have a coach like Coach Doran and Coach Roper and a staff here that are kind of letting me get my feet wet now. Kind of serving that role now and helping CJ and helping the other guys and sitting through coaches meetings and things like that just to get my feet wet and see how I like it. And so I'm obviously blessed with the opportunity to be able to do that here and kind of get things started. So I'm excited to see where it goes.
A follow-up, what do you envision then, as I know obviously this is all happening very quickly, but have you thought about it all, what the game plan is in a way, like, hey, timetable, I want to maybe start out as a high school coach, I want to go straight as a grad assistant on a college staff? Yeah,
I mean, I'd like to start on the college level if possible. Obviously played for 3 different staffs and have a lot of connections throughout the country involved with college football. So hopefully I get the opportunity and I can make the best of it, and we'll go from there.
You talked about your future and what you want that to look like, but that doesn't make the decision any easier. What kind of emotions were you feeling as you were having those conversations?
Yeah, I think the one positive I can take through this thing is I don't have any regret. Throughout my whole college career, I've laid it on the line every single game, every single play. Obviously for the guys beside me, but just the love that I have for the game, and I think that's one positive I can take from it, that I don't have any regrets. Other than that, just kind of a whirlwind of emotions. Obviously, upset and sad and going through all that, but kind of just disappointed with how my time went here. Obviously, didn't play to the best of my ability, and that kind of hurts. But I think at the end of the day, everything happens for a reason, and I believe that. Even going through this time when that's hard to believe and see through. But at the end of the day, I am happy that I don't have any regrets, as hard as all this is. And I know I'll get through it, and there's a brighter side on the end of this. But just kind of going through all those emotions still right now.
How important has it been to have the space from the coaching staff and from the university to and such a quick transition, be able to make the space for you to make that decision and then kind of help you along and get started in your coaching career.
Yeah, it's special. I think it just, kind of complements the type of people we have in the building here. And, I'm aware that it's not like that everywhere. So for them to, keep me around and, give me the ability to sit in on different things and kind of voice my opinion and help out. I mean, it's really important to me, and I'm really grateful for it. So obviously really thankful for, just the opportunity to come here and be the quarterback, and now just the opportunity that they're giving me to, kind of start my coaching career and see where it goes.
Coach Gordon
Can you-
mentioned that you, with the timing of everything, having the off week, having a chance to be with family, it sounded like. How big was that just for, I imagine the roller coaster the past couple of weeks have been?
Yeah, I mean, it was huge. I mean, obviously I'm kind of going through this, but there's a lot of people that are also going through this. Obviously, this journey that I've had for so long now has been really special to my family, and kind of taken us places we never thought we'd go, and kind of done things like that. So as hard as it is for me, it was really helpful to go home and just be around the family, be around the loved ones, and just kind of have a reality check that there's so much more to life than football, and being around it, kind of 365 days a year for the past 20 years now. It's going to be a hard adjustment, but being around those people that love me and care about me, and it's special. So I'm grateful that they let me go home to be around family for the week. But refresh, I'm glad to be back and help the team get another win this week.
Can you
Football is
walk
a
us through
naturally
the
violent sport. Do you feel like there should be changes based on your experiences, whether it's players should wear guardian caps or something needs to be changed about this?
I don't know, man. I think there needs to be, kind of a more distinct targeting rule and things like that. But I mean, we signed up for it, right? Like every time you put the helmet on, you go out there and play. There's a chance you can get hurt, and I think that's what makes the sport so special. It's a violent sport. It's a tough sport, and if you're not tough, you can't play it. So it all starts with the mindset, and I've always had that mindset. And whenever the mindset wavers, that you're scared to get hurt or you're hesitating out there, it all goes bad. So I think this is the game that we signed up to play, and if you're not tough, it's not for you. So
how much does being in this role now help you kind of make this transition from not playing, still being around the team, so being as a captain?
yeah, I mean it definitely helps. It's it's what I love to do. It's something I've always done, and obviously my role is changing as I'm not on the field, but being the same leader for the teammates, being the quarterback in the room that's played a lot of games and played a lot of snaps, and can kind of help those guys through it. So I think my leadership role in that space doesn't change, but it's just kind of difficult for me to make the transition, and it all happening so fast. Being out there at practice, I just want to pick the ball up and run around and throw it still. So I'm still fighting that, but I'll get through it. But it'll just come with time.
Doesn't help at all that this was so open. People saw your family come down to the field. They know the hit. They've seen the replay. Did that help, or did it complicate it? Because everyone understands what you went through.
Yeah, I mean, it maybe so. I think I don't know if it makes it easier, but I think there's a better understanding that guys were able to see what I went through last year, and for it to kind of all happen again. I mean, it felt like just a big deja vu moment for me. But I mean, I wouldn't say it makes it any easier. I think it just, people have a better understanding of why I'm making this decision, and how scary it was. I mean, it was really scary for me, but all my teammates and everybody that were right there and saw it happen, was pretty scary for them. So I mean, for guys to see that happen and to have the courage to strap it back up and go out there to the next plays, I mean, it says a lot about the game. It says a lot about the guys we have here. So yeah, I'll just kind of leave it at that. I don't think it made it any easier, but I do think it allowed people to have a better understanding of what happened.
Can you walk us through that process from October 5th, you go to the hospital, to when you have to make that decision on, at least make it public? What were those conversations like? When did you have them? When did you sort of make that decision?
Yeah, like I said earlier, I mean, I was fully aware of that being a possibility when everything happened, and I kind of knew. I mean, whenever I woke up in the ambulance and they took me to the hospital, I opened my eyes and my mom was right beside me, and you know, we kind of just both looked at each other at the same time and said, that's it. You know, I can't, as much as I love this game and everything it's done for me, I can't put myself through that again. I just can't mentally. And like I talked about my health earlier and my family and all the things I want to do in the future, it's just, it's not worth it at the end of the day. So, you know, whenever I woke up and came to the conclusion that was probably it, it just kind of had to build up the courage to have those conversations and ultimately, you know, write something up and make it public. But I mean, I kind of knew that it was a reality right after it happened.
We've heard from Coach Doran, even all season really, that this guy's going to make a great coach when his playing days are over. Even with the way it happened, his playing career's a little over a little bit sooner. What does it mean to have that vote of confidence from him that you have a bright future in football, even as a coach as well?
Yeah, it's special. I really appreciate Coach Doran and all he's done for me here, and you know, to have such a prestigious coach like that say, you know, positive words like that for me going into a new role is special. But I think if you just, you know, you watch how I play the game and the passion I have and you know, the want to help people, I think you can make those assumptions. But yeah, it means a lot, and I'm, you know, obviously really thankful for Coach Doran.
All right,